in addition to energy, we're going to have to look at human rights. I believe that we're going to have to address migration issues regionally. And I foresee a world where we have regional migration agreements, and that eventually people will come together and recognize that places that are just not livable become, for example, that just become unsustainable to human life, that we come together and don't say that is just that place's problem. For example, let's look at this domestically. Let's say you have an example of a state in the Southeast that is experiencing rising potential of wet bulb temperatures or something. Let's say we experience a place where in the United States, let's say half of Western Kentucky, for example, starts to become unsustainable to human life. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but let's just take that for example. Would every other state in this country just say that's Kentucky's problem and then let half of their people die? I don't think we would do that as a country. We would have to come together and figure out what we do with these population shifts. Now, I know people may not feel like the United States should belong to the Western Hemisphere in that way, but at the end of the day, we're either going to address these migration patterns together. I foresee this eventually turning into potentially, not saying it would, but potentially regional agreements around migration. And that's just in the Western Hemisphere. In the Eastern Hemisphere, for example, people leaving and these migration patterns towards Europe and people dying on boats, things like that. I think eventually we're going to have to come together and have regional migration agreements. And because people act like when we talk about this immigration issue, like as if the United States is the only place these people are going to. Chile is receiving large populations of migrants. Colombia has been receiving large populations of migrants. Brazil has been receiving large populations of migrants. And so has and migrants have been coming to the United States too. And so people think like, people think that when they think about immigration in the United States, it's framed as though it's like everyone in South America in general is just going up. And it is a very narcissistic depiction of the immigration problem, or not even a problem, but just the phenomenon of immigration and migration. It's not just everyone trying to go to the United States. It is that people are leaving places that have become unsustainable to human life for either climate, geopolitical, or other reasons. And the whole region around that absorbs that. So I think we're going to have to come and actually confront that reality. Also,